twirled in front of a lot of people like this in a really long time, so thanks for sharing it with me. So before my life was about Barton, Malow, and big, tall buildings, it was all about baton. I was a Michigan State baton twirling champion, a national medalist. I was on a competitive baton twirling team, and I was even a coach. I was enamored by the sport at the age of 8 years old. The beautiful costumes, the makeup, and the competitive nature of it. I am a little bit competitive. And I learned a lot of lessons over 20 years of twirling. But the lessons that I learned the most, I'm able to carry with me today in business. So we're going to talk about 3 things today: trust, control, and the role that we play in business, whether we're operating as a soloist or an individual contributor, we're on a team, or we're that coach. So let's get started. As a soloist, the first thing you learn is how to twirl the baton to yourself. You learn how to throw it way up in the air. You learn how to twirl it vertically as well as horizontally. You learn your strengths and weaknesses, and you figure out the tricks that you're better at doing than anybody else. When it comes to trust, you have to have trust in yourself. No one's going to try that very hard trick the first time for you. You also have to have the confidence in yourself that you can do it, especially when you get in front of that judge, because they don't give people that don't have confidence first place trophies. When it comes to control, you learn very early on that you're in full control of that baton as a soloist. You use your arms to control it, you use your fingers, your shoulders, even the way that you stand controls how that baton moves. Much like business, it's hard. You have to put in a lot of practice and hard work. And that's what giving your best toss is as a soloist. You have to do the trick over and over again, sometimes dropping it over and over and over again. In baton, it results in broken blood vessels, bruised bones, sometimes a bruised ego, and let's face it, that happens in business sometimes as well. But we don't all operate as individuals. Most of us are operating in a team format, right? So trust on a baton team is very interesting because you have people twirling in front of you, behind you, along the side of you, and there's batons going on in the air all the time, right? You have control of your baton, but you really hope that everyone else around you has control of their baton as well. So to show you what giving your best toss means as a teammate, I'm going to have 2 people come up and join me on stage and be a member of my baton team. All right? So some people that I've worked with in the past in SMPS, Frank, join me on stage. Barry Sutherland, join me on stage. The first part about being a baton twirler is y'all have to wear the same thing. Same uniform, right? All right, so put on your shirts. Now, you guys know each other, right?
A little bit.
All right, just a little. Have you ever twirled baton together? No, okay.
Oh, we're saying no this time? Oh, okay.
Oh, you get the black one, there you go. There you go. All right, so we're gonna build trust really fast as a team, okay? So we're going to talk about the first thing in baton twirling is, as a team, we're going to twirl in synchronization. So I'm going to count it off for you. So we're going to twirl at the same time. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. The next part is we're giving our best toss on a team means making sure you're more worried about your partner catching the trick than you catching your own. Okay, so you're giving your partner your best toss. Okay, you're gonna face each other. You're gonna face each other. All right, and you're not gonna do anything yet, you're just gonna watch me. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the baton in the center in our right hands, and you're going to swing backwards, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're swinging the wrong way, you gotta go backwards. Like there you go. All right, don't do anything yet. Then you're gonna pull in and you're gonna toss forward, okay? So, a couple of other things to remember. You're both tossing with your right hand, so you wanna aim towards your partner's left hand, because we don't need batons clinking in the middle, right? All right. This is a Max talk, Frank. All right, so synchronization, we know what hand we're aiming for. We're giving each other our best toss. You're gonna push just enough so that it gets to the person, but not too far so it goes past him, right? All right, let's try it together. Counting off, ready? Swing 1, 2, 3, pull in and toss. Woo! Now you need to post. Post. Woo! Thank you. Good job. Good job. All right. Did they do great? Yes. All right. So I just want to show you what a competitive twirling team, what it can get to after a lot of hard work, a lot of practice. It's the world team at 2010 Nationals. Notice they're all synchronized. They're going to throw the batons in the air in synchronized format, like the same height. And now they're going to do some crazy partner tricks where all the batons are going over each other's heads, and they're back to twirling again. So just gives you a little idea of what a competitive twirl team can look like. So how does that relate to business? Well, I'm going to tell you about my ultimate teammate, Jen. Okay, Jen and I were put together in a team format at Barton Malow about 4 years ago to work on employee engagement. We had never really worked together before, but we knew of each other and we knew each other's strengths. But we also knew we had some big shoes to fill and some big things to do that leadership wanted us to work on in terms of employee engagement. She was coming from HR, I was coming from marketing, and we were kind of just put together and said, here you go. In 4 years, we've done some pretty cool things. We've rolled out employee engagement programs. We've developed officer director retreat agendas together. We have planned and executed various events. And our employee engagement statistics have doubled in percentage. We went double digits. We're very proud of our success. But what I'm most proud of is the way that we've done it. Her and I have the utmost respect for each other's strengths and weaknesses. We talk it out. We honor each other, our commitments to one another. We definitely don't always agree, but we figure out what we need to get to help our organization. About a year ago, they put me and Jen on different teams, and we were both pretty sad about it, but we've committed to meeting with each other on a weekly basis to still figure out how we can help each other in our new roles, how we can support each other, and how we can continue to give each other our best toss, even though we're not on the same team. She's a great teammate. In Baton, I started coaching at a pretty early age. I was 13, teaching in an enrichment program at the elementary school. And I learned a lot then, but it was really when I quit competing and only focused on my students that I really got the most out of the experience. I want to tell you a story about Kristen. Before I do that, though, who's a control freak in here? Anyone? Who wants to admit it? Okay, I'm a control freak. When you are the coach or the leader, you lost control. They don't tell you that, but you do lose control. It's your job to build that trust in the people that are working for you or who are under you. Build that trust, give them the tools they need, the resources they need to do the job. That is your job moving forward as a leader. So Kristen was my first student. She started in that enrichment program. We quickly realized that Kristen had a lot of natural ability. She wanted to compete, so we started private lessons. State Fair was our first competition. It's kind of like your entry into competitive baton twirling. She went to every competition and cleaned up, won trophies, titles, over and over and over again. It was really fun to work with her. We twirled together for about 5 years. I taught her, and after 5 years, I realized I had taken Kristen as far as I could. I was only 18 at that point, and I still had a lot to learn myself. So for me, giving my best toss at that time meant finding a better coach for Kristen so that she could continue to grow and become a better twirler. It was a really hard thing for me and her. Hey, we grew up together. But ultimately, we knew it was the best decision for her. At Barton Malow, I have the joy of leading a team, and we do a lot of really fun things. And I know that my job is to set direction for them, give them what they need, and then let them go and do it. There's times where your team is going to fail or not live up to the expectations that you've set for them. But most times, in my case, I'm lucky enough where my team goes above and beyond anything I could ever imagine and just blows it out of the ballpark. And that's when I know that I think I'm giving my best toss. I know it. So, in conclusion, I hope that whether you're on a team and you're practicing team being on that team, or if you have someone on your team that you need to help move along, or if you're that individual soloist working every day, I hope you always remember to give your best toss. Thank you.